Hey everybody, Mark Russo here. Today we're going to cover some grip basics, some things you really want to look for in your grip and how you put your hands on the club. And we'll also give you a quick little way to work on your grip and really feel it in the right places. So first sticking point for me is how you put your top hand on the grip. A lot of my students will reach in and grab from bottom of the grip and twist. Most good players are not going to do that. Grab the club as if someone was handing you a hammer or an instrument. You would grab this way, knowing your wrists have to do something. So grab it from the top, and then once you get it from the top, your placement on the grip rotationally can be different depending on what kind of ball flight your instructor is trying to get with you. But typically what I want to see is a couple things to look for here. Number one, across the bottom of the palm and in the fingers a little more, where the last three fingers of that hand are doing most of the holding on. You'll see some really good strength in there without having to squeeze a whole lot because your pressure points are correct. Second part would be your bottom hand, right hand for righties, getting it in the bottom part, middle part of your fingers. Too many of you are getting it deep in there and it almost looks like you're holding a suitcase, but a little more in your fingers, a little more fine instrument hold. So we're going to get it more into the fingers there. And then the third pressure point, so we've got 1, 2, and then the third pressure point would be covering that thumb with your bottom hand. So a little pressure on there, nothing too extreme, but the more we lose that pressure, the more the bottom hand starts to fall one way or the other or go over too much. So if you can have pressure here in those top three fingers, across the middle here, and then across the thumb, you're going to have a pretty secure grip without it being really stiff. And if someone grabs the club from you, they'll have a hard time getting it out of your hands when you hold it in these three pressure points. So a good drill for you to practice that would be working with something smaller, like an alignment rod. So grab it with that top hand, get it in those fingers. Now all of a sudden I've got a good grip on it without a whole lot of strength, and really get you the feeling with your fingers that you've got it in right in the middle part of your fingers. And what you'll see is when you hold it correctly, if someone tries to pull the rod out of your fingers, they're not going to be able to get it from you because your pressure points are really, really good. If it gets too much into your palm or deep in your fingers, you'll have a hard time holding it and that will come right out. So make sure you're holding it in the right places in pressure, which helps you set the club and move the club and your wrist angles work correctly in your golf swing. Work on the grip basics first, and then we can work on everything else in the chain from there. Hope that helps, and see you on the lesson tee.